whatever they underestimate what a run game, elite run game can do to you. They underestimate what our defense is. They do it every single season. They just think they see Tannehill and our little receiving core and think that we just not gonna win nothing.
People gotta understand as well. I mean, everybody wants to win the Super Bowl. It's a process to get there. When you on a mission or whatever, I mean, you set goals. That's why I always mention, hey man, we need to worry about winning this division, get to the playoffs. Ain't nobody standing for mediocrity. All that foolishness y'all say.
So I got a dream that I'm gonna be at the top of the scene, on every screen, making my presence something to be seen, yeah. I'll make them all see that I could be anything I wanna be. If you got a dream, then you need persistence and lots of belief, yeah. Yo, don't take that negative energy, I replace that. I just wanna be me, I don't fake that. I just wanna be free, yeah, chase that. I got a new obsession, it's helping and teaching and giving everyone a lesson. It's living and winning and building something that's impressive. I don't wanna do the same thing, I wanna be progressive. So I'ma make a new me, a new beast, a true fiend. He's everything that he wants to be. Look in the mirror, what he wants to see. It's a dude looking back at me. I stay on track, yeah, track things. I'm setting goals, life hacking. I'm steady stacking. I see myself being happy. A better me with a strategy that I'm attacking.
Yes, sir. You know what time it is, man. It's the Titans Colosseum podcast. I'm in the building with Leonard Firestone, and we got a special guest with us too, Titans for Life, James. What's happening, fellas? How y'all doing?
Just keeping it crack-a-lacking.
Man, it's good, bro. I'm ready for some football to happen, man. I'm ready for some seasons to start. For the season to start, I'm ready for some pads to get put on. I'm ready for some hitting to happen. I'm ready for some action, bro.
Man, I tell you what, I've been sitting there. I'm so fiending for football right now. I've been going to my son's football practices and watching. Just like, oh no, you can't do that right there, man. If you're gonna pull, you got to do it this way. I'm like, I'm jonesing. I feel like I'm an addict or something. Say, hey, come on now,
bro. You know it's bad. I'm sitting here checking players' social media, seeing what they commenting on stuff. I'm like, man, I need football to start, man.
Where are you vacationing at this week?
Man, I'm telling you, man, that football, Jones, is real, man. You see my subtitle. I'm ready for some football, man.
Yeah,
but
man.
We're going to do our best to get y'all to training camp, man, because I know that's all we need, man. We just need some training camp, man. We need something, man.
Well, we need something other than bad news and like Hassan Haskins and bro, look. Look, just you and your significant other, get into it, get in your car and drive the F away.
Yes.
Just go. Let that simmer. Talk, call them on the phone. Hey, I didn't, cuss them out if you got to, or whatever it takes to get that resolved, whether it be you leave for good or y'all work that out. But you do not get a domestic violence charge. Period.
No. And some people are like, well, I don't want to leave. They're going to destroy stuff. Let that stuff get destroyed. All right. That stuff can be replaced. You know what can't be replaced? Your time if you behind bars. All right. So all
that NFL career.
Exactly. So all that stuff's replaceable. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to be money, this, whatever. But it's never going to be worth it. You doing something that's going to put you in jail. Never. Just drive away, get away. Like you said, leave the scene.
And if it's your stuff and they mess it up and it's a lot of money, sue them.
Facts. Like I told y'all when we first talked about this, stay y'all ass about these toxic ass relationships. It ain't worth it, man.
Find you a good church woman.
Right. What's gonna happen? You're gonna end up crashing out. You're gonna throw your life away. You're probably gonna end up getting killed if you mess with a crazy one. And I mean, hey, man, the evidence is out there, dog. I mean, stay your ass up out of these toxic relationships. But we're going to go ahead and get into the show tonight. I mean, we got some developments in the D-Hop situation.
Yes, sir.
And that's another thing too. I am so ready to get this thing over with. I mean, at this point, I don't care where he goes. Just get on the damn team so we can stop talking about it. Little said, you care.
Yeah, I want him to come here, bro.
Oh yeah, of course, man. But I'm so burnt out on it. But we're gonna talk about it, man, because I believe Sunday there was a report came out that the Titans have been more aggressive in the pursuit of D-Hop. And I mean, honestly, that's expected. I mean, we getting closer to training camp, and this guy's gonna make a decision sometime soon. And also, too, you don't know if it's another team sitting in the background just plotting.
I have to disagree with you. I do not think it's gonna be sometime soon. I think he's gonna wait till a week into training camp because D-Hop don't like to practice. He don't like any of that stuff. So it's gonna be a week into training camp. He's gonna sign with somebody, and then that's when it's all gonna come out. That's when it's gonna happen. And look, the two leading candidates are the Titans and the Patriots. Both systems he knows. So I mean, he could probably. I mean, what do you think the chances of him playing in a preseason game is going to be?
Slim, very slim.
None.
If he's playing a preseason game, it's going to be like the very last preseason game, and it's probably going to be one drive, if that.
Yeah, I would say just the opposite. There's three? Is there 3 or 4 this year?
Three.
Yeah,
so I'd say that last one just because knock off rust.
I think it's going to be the middle one. It would be the middle one. It'd be for a drive or 2.
Yeah.
Because, if you get like a minor injury, you got time. That's when if I were going to play my starters, that's when I'm playing them. I'm playing them for a drive or 2. That's it. Sit your ass down because we don't want to end up like the last 2 years.
Yeah. No, and with the D-Hop stuff, I just love how they keep the media keeps reaching for speculation here and there, knowing that the only teams that came out reported so far is Titans and New England. Y'all can reach with, well, what about the Bills and what about the Chiefs? And Chiefs ain't got the money to pay him. They got $10 million salary cap. They ain't got enough to pay him. And Bills made that post, or somebody made that post where it was like, hey, if he wants to ring chase, if he's willing to take a discount, he can come play here for the Bills. And we saw him comment on their bullshit. So with all these people, it's like, oh, he'll take a discount to play with Chiefs. I think he's already made that statement. He's not willing to ring chase. He still wants his money, but he wants to be on a competing team. And I think he realizes Tennessee's his best chance to get into the playoffs because how our division is. There's so many familiarities. Yeah. And why would you go to New England to the guy that literally traded you away from the first team you was on? I'd rather go to the team that got to do that I had my best year under and one of the coaches that I praise most of the time, especially when he got hired by the Titans. So it just makes sense for him to come here. Plus, why would you want to go play in cold-ass New England?
And why would you want to pay that tax up there?
That tax is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, because hey, yeah, you may sign for $10 million, and after everybody's cut, and then the Uncle Sam's cut, and then you might end up with little nephew state cut. You might end up with like $1.
Yeah,
everybody get they cut before you.
Gonna end up with a part-time job.
Gonna be bagging groceries.
Man, I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, later on, D-Hop, we got this right here. Bet odds. Yeah. They went from plus 500 to negative 300. And I'm not good with explaining this betting shit. I'm not gonna sit up there and act like I can break all this down to you. But from everything I've heard, that is a big shift. Maybe Vegas knows something we don't know. How y'all feel about it?
I've been saying since the beginning, when he came here, he left and he was in New England, I was told personally, hey, look, I was on the phone with somebody. Hey, look, I got to go. D-Hop is texting us. He was at New England, sitting in front of them, texting the Titans. That's got to tell you something. In his comments, he leaves Tennessee, he leaves Nashville. He said Nashville's got a vibe. What did he say after he left New England?
Took a picture with Matthew Judon, and that was it.
And then it was tumbleweed.
Yeah.
But money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah. And I think that we've given them the best money from what everything is said in the articles too. We've offered them the most money, and it's actually an idea. I know, like, everybody wants to pick, like, well, he said he wanted to elite QB. That's not Tannehill. Well, okay, not every team's gonna have everything he has, but I think we have, out of his realistic options, we check more of the boxes than any other team. Like, they don't even know if Mac Jones is going to start this year in New England. Like, that's still a controversy over there. They're not really sure on him. Media's coming out talking about, hey, Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick got some turmoil and some disagreements. Like, that's something he's going to hear as well, and he's not necessarily going to go over there.
Okay, here you go. This should end this. How many times have the Patriots made the playoffs since Tom Brady left?
And their division hard as hell.
Yeah.
All their division is tough.
Yeah.
So, to me, if he is ring chasing, out of all the teams that's pursuing him that have money to pay him too, here we are.
Yeah, make the most.
Come on. Hey, look, there's a reason why all these professional athletes are retiring in Middle Tennessee. All these professional athletes, a bunch of them have retired to Middle Tennessee. And a lot of them have said, when I retire, I'm going to go to Tennessee. There's a reason. It's a nice place. Nashville's happening. Nashville, woo.
Thing they have there?
Yeah, go up there. Go up there to go up 2nd Avenue. Tell me it ain't hopping on the weekend.
Man, it's always a party, man. From sun up to sun down, it's a full-blown party.
Every time the NFL has had anything in Nashville, it was standing room only as far as you could go. Man, you'd have thought Lil Wayne was putting on a concert.
I'm telling you, setting all kinds of records, man. And like Firestone mentioned last week, since Nashville hosted the draft, ain't no other draft touched it.
No, Nashville was, that was hopping. Hopping. I didn't get to go, but I had some friends that went, and they said, bro, I don't know how much I drank, but it was enough for the rest of the year. And he was hungover 2 weeks later, not 2 days. He said it was so much fun. Oh, he said my legs hurt, my arms hurt. He said I didn't know my eyelids could hurt, and his eyelids were hurting. That's how hard you party. When you party so hard, your eyelids hurt. You gone a little too far, bro.
Exactly. Man, I'm telling you, it was a full-blown spectacle up out there. I remember on the way there, traffic was okay. It wasn't just bad, but once I got to Broadway, I was like, oh shit, here we go. So
it's a parking lot.
Yeah, man, I found somewhere to park, luckily. I got down there, seen everything going on, and I was wild. I've never seen anything like it or whatever. And I left right before the draft. I said, I can't get caught up in this. I just can't. As bad as I like to be out here, I can't get caught in it. And shit, getting out of it was hell, but it was such a beautiful night, I tell you.
But I will tell you this. Just think, get this new stadium built. Get that all set up. Get it ready to rock and roll. Super Bowl here. Ooh, and what would be on point is if the Titans were in the Super Bowl that year. Ooh,
everything goes right. They can make it happen.
They might as well just shut down the state and say, hey, we open for y'all coming here, but everything closed because everybody gonna be too drunk, too hungover to work.
Yeah, let the kids out of school and everything.
If my boss is listening, I'm just gonna tell you right now. If the Titans are in the Super Bowl and it's in Tennessee, I won't be in for the next 2 days. I'm sorry. I just ain't gonna be in. And even if I did come in, you wouldn't want me there. You send me home anyway. So bro, I'm sorry, man. I love you. You know I do anything for you, but oof.
That's gonna be completely off.
Hey, he giving you 4 years notice, man. That's a great employee, if you ask me. I want employees like you when I come up.
I try to give them as much notice as possible, and this is it right here. One time I told my boss the lottery was like 900 million or something like that, and I said, "Look, bro, if I win this in 2 weeks, you're gonna realize I ain't been here in 2 weeks." That's my 2-week notice.
Bro, because you definitely can't go back to work after knowing all that money sitting in the account.
No, dog. Hey, look, I'm sorry, but I do have to say, I would come in. And I'd be like, F you, you kind of cool. I like you. You can kiss my ass.
Oh, man.
Hey, like I said, my motto, keep it real. I keep it real with you. I tell you right now what I feel, how I feel about you. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
the thing that I like the most about the Titans right now is how, other than a little thing here or there popping off, it's quiet. You're not hearing about, oh, so and so went down. So and so went down in the OTAs. He's gonna be out for the season.
Yeah.
His left arm is in Nicaragua because somebody hit him and it flew off. You're not hearing any of that. You got Haskins, you got a couple other guys who are recovering and recuperating. We drafted no knees, but
oh man, no.
but other than that, I don't even want to talk about. We're gonna get into the quarterback situation.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get into the quarterback situation. Shout out to everybody in the comments tonight, man. Y'all load them comments up, man. Thank you very much for joining us on this beautiful Friday evening. But Facebook user, God, y'all make sure y'all give StreamYard permission to share y'all names on here, man, so we can acknowledge y'all properly. But question is, how do y'all feel about the receiver room without D-Hop? We can win with what we have. I feel like it could go either way, honestly. I mean, if the O-line is good, I believe that we can, produce and win this division. Now, adding D-Hop to the equation, what's that going to do is it's going to take pressure up off of Traylon Burks, Kyle Phillips, Derrick Henry, all the surrounding pieces, because D-Hop, while he may not be D-Hop of old, he's still a guy that you got to respect.
Well,
yeah.
Look,
so for me,
go ahead.
For me, it's not like with D-Hop, I have tremendous belief in that wide receiver room. Without D-Hop, I still think we can win with that wide receiver room, but it ain't necessarily because of the wide receiver room. I believe that as long as we got guys in that wide receiver room that will catch the ball when the ball comes to them, we will be fine. But I think mainly because I have faith in Traylon Burks, I have faith in Chigakonkwo, and then I have faith in Derrick Henry. That's why I don't feel like we can still win with the wide receiver room we have without D-Hop. Do I still want it to be better? Absolutely. But I still think we can compete and win games with it. But I would still much rather have D-Hop in that room.
This is where I'm gonna get y'all gonna be looking at these comments. So this is where I'm gonna get probably fricasseed right here. I think as long as we have competent running backs, if something happens to Derek, he goes down or something like that, as long as we have competent running backs, I think our wide receiver group, to me, is lacking, but we've been lacking for years. We haven't been able to develop someone who didn't already have talent. AJ he was just a talent. I mean, he had just raw everything, and he refined it on his own. Now, our wide receiver development has been lacking. I mean, name me a wide receiver that didn't have pure talent coming out of college that made it on this team with the last 3 coaching staffs.
I mean, Corey Davis was supposed to be, but that's another story.
I'll wait. Don't worry. I'll wait. We're going to be here a long time.
It's rough, man.
We've got that point up several times on the show.
And I keep hearing people talk about, he's like Julio. No, he's not. His wide receiver, his game is so much different. His game, how he uses his body to defend off defenders. I mean, he literally is a big body dude, right? So his hands, his hands are like, he can hold Jupiter in his hand and still have room left over. That's how big they are. They're huge. So, he's a different type of player. His route running, for as little as he practices, is just sweet, and he's got long arms. I mean, he can stand up and scratch the bottom of his foot without moving it,
and high points the ball at the best of them.
Yeah. He's a different type of player, and his style of play lends itself to longevity in the NFL because he's not working off of pure speed. He's not working off of pure quickness, and quickness and speed are different. So I think, so our wide receiver room, what we really need in the wide receiver room is straight up someone to show these players how to be a professional football player at the wide receiver position. So where I'm going to get a lot of flack here is this team will go as far as Ryan Tannehill can carry them.
Oh, definitely.
When he has time, he is a top 10 quarterback when he has time. But last year, I think the stat was he had 2.3 seconds from the time he touched the ball to get rid of it. There's not a quarter. I don't care. There's not a quarterback in this in NFL history that can operate off of that kind of time.
Right.
And so to me, this team will go as far as Ryan Tannehill will take us. The wide receivers will develop as far as Ryan Tannehill can help develop them. And Derrick Henry is they call him king for a reason. What did he have? 1,500 yards last year?
Yeah, and in this situation too, and in this situation too, it makes me kind of remember or be remembered of a point like AJ brought up too. It was like sometimes when they was getting in playoffs, like some things would get in Ryan Tannehill's head sometimes, which like those was his first playoff games. That happens to everybody sometimes, but he's like sometimes he just get back to what was working, get back into the groove. And where I think D-Hop also adds to that equation is because we've heard several times, like when Kyler Murray got into a situation or even Colt McCoy was in a situation, D-Hop would come to the huddle like, hey, what are you doing? Throw me the ball. I don't care how many people's on me. Just throw me the ball. I'll go get it for you, bro. Just like simplify.
yeah.
It's like sometimes that would be what Ryan Tannehill needs in the huddle. It's like, hey, guy, like, calm down. Don't let this pressure at this moment be too big. Just throw me the ball. We got this. You just hand the ball to Henry, and then when it's past times, just throw me the ball, and we're gonna be good. So I think like not only as a player, like that mentality and like coaching up wide receivers too, like D-Hop brings a lot to the table for us.
Right.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Jane.
well, I mean, look at our offensive line. Okay, if we're going to do anything, it doesn't matter. We could bring in God Himself to play wide receiver. If our offensive line can't play, it doesn't matter.
Facts.
It's that simple.
That's what I was saying, man.
True.
I mean, the offensive line got to give everybody time. They got to give people time to, run their routes. They got to give Tannehill time to make his reads. And last season, I mean, shoot, Tannehill could barely take, a 5-step drop back or whatever before he got killed. I mean, it was god awful. And regardless of what you think about Tannehill is a quality starting quarterback. So if the pieces around him are legit, he's going to do a good job. He's going to win you the football games that you are supposed to win, and he can sneak a couple of football games in there as well. But I want to talk about this one last little nugget until we get to our next topic, and is this. I don't know if this is Rand Carthon's burner account. I can't confirm or deny that this is real or fake, but they said mile close clock soon. I don't know. I can't take this serious because of GM of the DMs. I mean, maybe Rand Carthon. I mean, he a hip ass dude. I mean, maybe that is his burner account, and he said GM of the DMs. I could see him saying something like that, but
can we just now refer to him as that on this show?
GM of the DMs.
Hey, that was a foul one. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta give him credit for that, man. That was foul. Whoever came up with that, man. Hey, salute to you, man. Get at us, matter of fact, man. We want to talk to you. Pick your brain a little bit.
Man.
Hey, do you think that's a dig at Dennis Daly? You know what I'm saying?
Man, nah.
Remember how Dennis Daly got caught with that girl talking about him in the DMs?
So hey, look, do y'all know who Dennis Daly's do y'all know who his agent is?
No.
I need to get in touch with him because if he can get Dennis Daly another job, shit, I need him. Come on.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I got a couple of dudes, man, that can get up out there and produce probably just as much, if not more, than Dennis Daly.
I need him. I will sign with him today if he will represent me. Because I mean, damn,
man, Dennis Daly got picked up in the the height of free agency. I mean, there was still high profile dudes out there. Yeah,
he got paid. It wasn't like he got like a minimum deal. That agent is working overtime. He don't deserve 20%. He deserved 50%.
I'm telling you, man.
He was working like that. That was his last day on his job, and then whatever he got to take home. That's what he was working.
Man, he definitely got something on the Titans, man. I don't care what nobody say. He got some news on Mike Vrabel. He probably got some news of John Robinson. I mean, a couple of news of Miss. I mean, shoot, he got some shit on the Titans organization to keep getting these jobs. I mean, I just don't understand it.
But then we all know that one dude that hop from job to job to job. He leave right before he get fired and get another job and is there for a little bit and then leave right before he get fired again. And then we all know people like that. But woo! After that film,
I'm telling
man,
you,
Somebody should have talked to Craig and Friday and told him how to do that right. He got fired on his day off, and Dennis Daly took every day off and still didn't get fired. Still got another job.
Yeah, got picked up just like that.
I mean, he got picked up like he was an all-pro.
Bro, can you imagine as a Cardinals fan right now? You're like, hold on, we signed Dennis Daly that didn't do nothing for the Titans, and we losing D-Hop. What the hell are we doing in this situation?
If I'm a fan, I'm calling the hotline. Yo, somebody need to tell me what the hell going on around here. They need Medea on this job right here. They need to call up Medea and maybe ask Medea what happened. Because Medea come up in there. Now, baby, you gonna have some explaining to do.
Hey, man, Power Hour crazy, man. He said Dennis Daly just allowed 3 sacks during this set. Hey, he in preseason form. I mean, what can you say?
He got more sacks than Dollar General. I can tell you right now. I ain't never seen nothing like it. And they kept putting him out there. I was like, look, call somebody up from the practice squad. It can't be no worse.
But I was trying to defend that for the longest. I was like, well, maybe the practice squad is that worse. But then we brought a practice squad QB to replace Malik. I was like, we can't do this with Dennis Daly. Like, oh my god!
Hey, somebody said that agent is banging Miss Amy. Oh man, you can't say that.
Hey, that
you can't
agent
say that,
right.
But hey.
I don't know if they got awards. I don't know if they got awards, but he should get Agent of the Year right there. That should be Agent
he should get Agent
of
of the Decade.
Him or Julio's agent, one of the two.
Man,
hey, at least Julio had a body of work that you could look at and say, yeah, if he gives me 50% of that. Dennis Daly, he gave you 0.5% the whole time. He didn't give you a whole percent, gave you 0.5% the whole time. And then he's standing up there. Look, I saw one play. I think I want to say it was against the Jaguars. The snap comes up. He goes back into to get ready to block. And then the defensive end goes right by him. And he just stood there like, my bad, bro. Just
man, that was a bunch of games. That was a bunch of games, man.
I ain't. Oh God.
Yeah, that was a bunch of them, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, man. And this one right here, I mean, I'm like, oh well, but I mean, we're gonna talk about it because I mean it's a little bit of news, and we need that little bit of news to get us to training camp. So this report was put out, and it was pretty much saying that Malik Willis has reportedly outperformed rookie Will Levis in all-season practices, but it's still not guaranteed a roster spot. Leonard, you want to go ahead and take that one first?
Oh shoot, I'm out of frame.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Because I think in this situation, like we're in a position where we're not going to keep 3 QBs on the roster. And unfortunately, we need draft capital. So I think whichever QB is going to be performing the best out of Malik and Will Levis, I think the better one's going to get traded off. We're almost like not the same, but almost it reminds me of like when the Patriots had Tom Brady, Jacoby Brissett, and they had Jimmy Garoppolo. Somebody has to go so you can get some draft capital. So we know Tannehill's a 1 year for sure, maybe another 2 years, depending on how he plays this year. We got to really see about that, but this could be his last year. So if you're going to let somebody go and you're trying to get as much draft capital for a QB that has a market, if Malik's outperforming Will Levis, but you still have confidence in Will Levis, but then you let Malik go. But one of these QBs are going to get traded because we need draft capital and we need to change some stuff, and that's where we're going to use it. I think that's why we got a QB like Will Levis, just in case we needed to trade Malik or Will Levis. We're still going to have a good backup option either way. But yeah, I see one of them going. I don't know which one I want to see go though, whether it's Malik or Will Levis. I got to see some on the field stuff from. I mean, what I saw from Malik last year wasn't good, but I ain't seen nothing from Will Levis that made me too excited yet either. So, but one of them's going to go. One of them's going to get traded. So I honestly just hope that both of them kind of keep competing and do well, and then we're going to be in a great situation because we're going to have two good backup QBs no matter what, or the guys to take over the handle. But one of them's going to have to get traded. So that's just going to be the predicament I think we're in.
All right.
Well, I was privy to some information, and Will Levis bounced past a 5-yard out, one hopped a 5-yard out pass multiple times. I mean, a 5-yard out, it's one of the easiest passes. It really is. It's not very far.
Yeah.
So this is where I disagree with you. I think we keep 3 quarterbacks on the roster. I really do. And this is and what we talked about earlier kind of makes it easier for them to do this. Because I think Hassan Haskins is going to end up on the commissioner's exempt list.
Yeah.
So you've got a roster spot right there. Either that or he's going to get cut. Either way. And you have draft capital if you can put both of these guys on the field.
But we draft. Yeah.
You see, you put both of them on the field at some point in time and they show some promise, then you have even more draft capital than you have now. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I see this going. And I think you're going to get draft capital a little later on because I think they sign Derrick Henry. He does throw nothing but touchdowns. But if I'm looking at this from a GM standpoint, if I, let's say we make some moves in the wide receiver room, okay, which we're in the middle of right now, right?
Yeah.
You want to agree? Everybody want to agree with? We're trying to make a move, and
yeah.
So, in order to make that move, I've got to free up some salary cap. There's only 2 people that have enough salary cap for me to free up that much. So you're going to have to extend Derrick Henry, and or you're going to have to extend Tannehill. Am I wrong?
Kevin Byers out there, but
he didn't told him. No, thank you. No, thank you. He's already said
that. For that.
Right. So you're going to have to extend one of the 2. So that's where your draft capital really can come from. If Malik or Levis show promise and say, okay, at the end of the season, we're going to have to get rid of Ryan Tannehill. There's a lot of teams out there that will take him.
Yeah.
Or if Derrick Henry, you want to get rid of Derrick Henry at the end of the season, you extend Derrick Henry. Hey, you got draft capital because you've got him signed for the next 2-3 years. Somebody will take a flyer on him. I tell you right now, if I'm another team, I would. That the best running back in the NFL for the last several years. Yeah. Even if the Madden franchise video game doesn't want to give him his due. Hey, look, these GMs, they're fighting for their jobs. These head coaches are fighting for their jobs. JOB comes before stupidity. I'm telling you right now, if someone comes up to me and says, hey, we got Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, he'll get you to the playoffs. And that's what he does. He gets you to the playoffs. If he gets you, and a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in a little bit, you take him. even if he is your backup, the highest paid backup, he was a backup when he came here.
Mr. Jones said, "Don't put that evil on us."
All I'm saying is, these guys, if you sign them to extensions of 2, maybe 3 years with the 30-year voidable or whatever, if you sign them to a 2-3 year deal, they have tremendously more draft capital than a rookie and a second-year player. Period.
I feel you, man. I feel you. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Honestly, I mean, at the end of the day, I just want the best guy to be the starter, whoever that is. I ain't got no favorites, even though y'all Vols fans were killing Levis in the comments. I ain't got no dog to race. I just
he's
want
Frank.
the quarterback.
He's Frank Abagnale. I'm telling you, he's Frank Abagnale. He's counterfeit. I hope I'm wrong. I sincerely hope I'm wrong, but I think he's Frank Abagnale because he's counterfeit as hell.
See, but and the sad thing is, like, if a QB does leave, like, and I'm kind of with you. I do kind of hope they do keep 3, but I just don't see, especially with the Haskins things. You're going to have to sign another running back. You got to have somebody else with Derrick Henry and no knees, as you like to call them. You got to have another running back.
We can't start that trend, man. We can't start no,
for real.
Deep, man. It's Friday night, y'all. Excuse whatever James got going on right now.
But as a new GM, you can't come in, draft somebody in the second round, and cut that second round pick before he even touches the NFL field. You just can't. That's just bad business. You can't. You're gonna have to let him ride out at least a backup for a year or something. So if a QB is going, unless Tannehill does horrible at some point, the QB that's going to be going is going to be Malik.
Right. Most definitely. They gotta see it through. But our next topic, I mean, more Titans hate, if you ask me. PFF, I mean, they doing a top 10 head coaches of 2023, and they put Mike Vrabel at number 9. The guy under him is in the division, Doug Peterson, at number 10. I mean, it's numbing to me. I mean, I'm numb to the shit or whatever. I mean, we know this been going on ever since the Titans came to Nashville. I mean, probably been going on longer than that, but they just continuously throw salt on the Titans no matter what. I mean, I don't even know the coaches they have above him in whatever order, but I guarantee you it's a coach up there that ain't got no business up there occupying Mike Vrabel's space. Luna, you want to speak on it, man?
Bro, this is how I feel about Mike Vrabel. I think the reason why I would keep him at 9, if I were going to keep him at 9, is the last few years of OC, he knew it wasn't working, and he was bonehead enough to try to stick with it. He is the driving force. The reason why we had absolute crap for play calling for the last couple of years. He knew it wasn't working. Hell, I could have a blind man could see it wasn't working. But yet he kept it going. I don't know how to explain it other than there you need to take, how you lose cool points. He lost coaching points by the offense of the last couple of years. Now, when it comes to,
ain't that honestly his first mistake or like first critique for him that's kind of like truly bad?
No, the other thing that I think that he should have recognized a lot earlier is their injury problems. That right there, he should have recognized that. I mean, as soon as I hit like 20 injuries, I'm starting to, hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? Why are we missing so many games? And that's a correction that needed to be made earlier. Now, what that correction is, I don't know. That's where you get into your data analytics people who can analyze the types of injuries, what kind of injuries. I go up to Amy and say, "Hey, Amy, I need some money so that I can hire some people to come in to try to figure this out. What's going on? Why are we getting so many injuries?" But he let that go on for 2 straight years. At some point, you got to deduct points for that too. So there's 2 things that he needs to, points deducted for, and that
Yeah.
can cost you.
Yeah. Which I think with the injury thing, I think he did kind of call it out last year. I think some of it was some people just wasn't playing through some shit. I think some people was just being, a little weak in some moments, to be using a nice word, and wasn't playing through some injuries that they could have been playing through. And we've seen some players, luckily, this offseason beef up and take some shit seriously. But I think some of it is coaching. There is that side of it. But I think some people was like just not taking this stuff seriously and didn't have that heart like we expect them to have. Like especially as Titans fans, we expect you to play through some stuff. We're a gritty team. We expect you to play through certain things. So
We country.
that's something they need to get. That's something you definitely got to fix too. But I think some of that was within some of the players that J-Rob brought in that just didn't have that dog in them.
So then, you the coach? Why they still on the damn team?
He don't get the cut. He just gets he can only use the tools there. And it's not an excuse, because I also have a thing that you could put other coaches in Mike Vrabel's situation and they wouldn't have done half as good as he's done either.
Yeah.
But like there is flaws to him, and those are 2 ones that I think too. I think Todd Downing is 100% his responsibility and his fault for that. Injuries, you always get some responsibility to it. But I think J-Rob kind of set him up in some situations where we got blocking receivers that don't catch balls, and then you got some players that are like, "Oh, I'm just kind of sore today, this and that," or soft tissue issues, and they're like, "I'm not playing." It's like, nah, bro, everybody's hurt during the NFL season. Like, are you hurt or are you injured? Because there's 2 different things.
I mean, look, when I was playing football, I'll never forget. Our kickoff return guy. This is back when there was actual kickoff returns. I don't know what the hell they call this stuff now, but back when there was actual kickoff returns, and I was in Pee Wee. Well, not Pee Wee. It was, they call it junior pro, junior pro and senior pro. And coach said, "Hey, Wheeler, get in there." I was like, "All right, let's go." I'd done a couple in practice, not real contact or anything like that. So I camp up under the ball, boom, and I start running. See this beautiful lane. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous lane. And I'm thinking, "Oh, I got a touchdown, right?" Next thing I know, I thought I'd gone blind because the kid hit me and my helmet had turned backwards and I couldn't see nothing. And I thought I had gone blind, so I'm freaking out, thinking I've gone blind, right? And they and my shoe is stuck into it's back, the old cleats. They didn't have all this stuff, now where they had the Velcro well, my shoe had got stuck in the ground. And it stuck in the ground, and it hit me so hard that I came out of my shoe. He turned my helmet around. I thought I was blind. I thought I lost a leg, and I'm sitting there thinking. And they get me over to the sideline. Coach looked at me. He said, "Are you injured or are you hurt?" And I didn't know what the difference was. I said, "Huh? Well, what's the difference? If you're injured, you're hurt." He goes, "No, if you're injured, you can't play. If you hurt, get your ass back in there right now." And there was no, there wasn't no concussion protocol back then and all that. Now that's a different story. We've learned the medicine behind that. But and I can tell you right now, I don't remember most of that game. All these are secondhand accounts from people telling me what happened, because I don't remember much. I remember thinking I was blind and I had lost a foot, but I don't remember a lot of the rest of the game. I don't remember a whole lot from the next couple weeks. But today I wouldn't have been playing. They'd have said no.
Go sit down.
I went to the wrong sideline like 3 times.
Oh yeah, you definitely need. You should have said injured to coach.
Nah. I want, but I had that. I had that mentality. I wanted to play.
Yeah,
I didn't get to play a whole lot. I wasn't like the star player or nothing like that. But so every opportunity I had, I don't care if it was kickoff return, I don't care if it was pulling up the little cones on the sideline. If I got on the field, I was happy to play. So to me, I don't get that mentality.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, but at the same time, at some point, the coach has got to go. He ain't on my team.
Yeah.
You can sign him. He ain't on my team. And then let ownership sort that shit out. That's why owners make the big bucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that's going to be the case now. Because, like, when John left, that's one of the things that Amy said is that Vrabel's going to have more of a say now. So it almost kind of feels like he was voicing and they didn't take, which, this is complete speculation, but it almost seems like reading tea leaves that he was kind of saying, like, hey, I don't want these players. This person's doing this. It's not going to be good. And she was like, well, John probably brought him in. So John has, and he's trying to tell her, like, hey, and now she's starting to see that, in hindsight, like, oh, damn, he let AJ go. He let all these players go. Now we got a bunch of these players, and what Vrabel's saying is actually showing up on the field now. So, I'm just hopeful more this year.
Yeah, it's tough, man, and I definitely agree with y'all about the downing thing or whatever. But just goes back to what I said. These coaches above him, whoever they put above him, and they came from Pro Football Talk. Pro Football Focus doesn't even have Vrabel ranked in their top 10. I think they gave the number 10 spot to Brian DeBoer, the Giants head coach, which is stupid to me. But, like I said, I'm numb to it.
Hey,
but
you saw how Denver performed this past year, and we didn't have that type of roster.
Give me a second. I got to step off. My son just walked in real quick.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
you saw how Denver performed last year, and they didn't have all their they had all their tools, and they were still performing bad. Like Vrabel's been having not bad teams, but injured teams, been dealing with rosters that ain't been what anybody thought on paper they're going to predict us to win week in and week out, and he still puts together a team that comes in, competes week in and week out, and like this is his first losing season as a Titan, bro. We've been so spoiled these past 5 years that we forgot how bad it was and what Mike Vrabel's been able to come and do for us, especially with a subpar roster. So, bro, they need to start putting more respect on Mike Vrabel's name. Ain't like he was just not the coach of the year a couple of years ago.
Right. And Pro Football Talk, they actually acknowledged that. I mean, they're saying that the Titans are entering a transitional season this year, and pretty much just saying that, with whatever we got going on, Mike Vrabel always seems to get more out of players that he should be getting. And they also threw this little nugget up in here too, which I found interesting. If/when they can settle things down, and if/when rookie quarterback Will Levis pays off, the Titans could be clustered at the top of the conference each and every year. I mean, it sounds like Pro Football Talk is how on Will Levis. What you feel about that, Lana?
Bro, we've been kind of seeing that in the media from like draft. Like they was ready to bring him up all through draft. They have it was going to be a first rounder. We knew he wasn't going to be no first rounder, bro. We've talked so much about him on this podcast. They for whatever reason they saw Will Levis and like it's like the Trevor Lawrence effect all over again. They just want him to be the guy. They ready to crown him. They ready to give it to him. It's like, dude ain't even performing well in practice right now. This is QB3, and you're already making articles about when he's going to start. Like, bro, chill. It's not yet. Will Levis he got a lot of work to still put in before he's ready to start an NFL game.
Exactly.
This is where I put it right now. Look at when Malik was drafted, I said he was going to be a 2.5 year project.
Yeah.
That was my projection from what I saw of his mechanics, what I saw of the level of play he played at. He was a 2.5 year project. Will Levis is a 1.5 year project. So they're going to be both about ready to play at the same time.
Yeah.
But Will Levis, to me, when I look at him, I don't see him being the man. There's certain guys when they walk on the field, they act like the man.
Yeah.
Act like Tarzan, play like Jane. And then you see those other guys who walk out there, like Tom Brady. He looked like a toothpick that got broken in half. And then he got on that field, and it was, yes, sir. He became the general.
Yeah.
And, and you don't know where that's coming from. But I will say this: any man who eats a banana without peeling it, and any man who puts mayo in his coffee ain't the man.
I don't know. You got to be a little bit crazy when we talking about football players, man. Football players are a little bit crazy. They got some things going on, man.
Hey,
so,
look, bro.
I don't knock them for the mayo thing.
In his defense, he did come out and say he just did those for virality of like the internet and stuff. He really don't eat the banana that way, and he really don't put mayo in his coffee. He just did that for social media stuff and to mess with people and stuff. But he said that he don't really do that on the daily.
If you crave that much, if you crave attention that much, then you ain't doing something right on the field.
Hey, let's not forget about JJ Watt. JJ Watt done a lot of things for attention, and he was killing any quarterback that stood in front of him. So I mean,
he did that first. He was dominating first.
Yeah, true. But it's a different day and age, though, James. Everybody do everything for that viral moment. They do it for the gram and all that foolishness.
Hey, you remember like when we first got Ben Jones, he was talking about how he eats dirt and like goes out there barefooted on the football field first because he likes to feel the grass and everything. Like we've had some other players come in and do some crazy stuff too.
Yeah, man. It's a bunch of nuts in the NFL. I mean, shoot, man. We could go down a list of famous nuts that are in the NFL and are producing. But we're gonna go ahead and get to our last topic of the night. And man, put some respect on these dudes' name, man. Put they ass in the Hall of Fame. They deserve it. Bud Adams and White Shoes Johnson, they're semifinalists in the 2024 class. I mean, shoot, man. I mean, I don't think people understand the importance of Bud Adams on the game of football, man. I mean, Bud Adams was instrumental in a lot of things. And for him not to be in the Hall of Fame right now, I mean, I just see that as more disrespect. I don't know what went on back then, but it just looks like no matter if it's the NFL or the media or whatever, I mean, they just always finding a way to shit on the Titans. And as far as Billy White Shoe Johnson go, I mean, he was before my time, but everything I've heard about him, he was an electric ass player. And there's special teamers. I mean, he was a good wide receiver, but I mean, his special team is where he done work at. I mean, there's some dudes in there who've done work on special teams and let's work on whatever side of the ball they played on or whatever that's in the Hall of Fame. That's why
now,
I say, man.
I'm sorry, I had to my
Bud Adams and White Shoes getting into or semifinals for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Put some respect on them dudes' name, man. James, I know you're an OG, man. So, I mean, you could talk to us about Bud Adams and White Shoe Johnson and why you feel like they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Bud, look, I don't know how to explain this other than to say, Bud, there wouldn't be an NFL AFC if Bud and a few others that they called them crazy when they did it, if they hadn't have done it, the NFL wouldn't be what it is today.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Any person who made the NFL what it is today not only should be a Hall of Famer, but should be a unanimous Hall of Famer. And the fact that he hasn't gotten in yet, he should have got in when he was alive.
Yeah.
Period. That is in the story. And you sports writers, if any of you sports writers are watching, I'm trying to be a little bit family friendly here, but that's what I call male bovine excrement. Period.
That's a new one for me.
I like that one. I like that.
It's male. If you gotta be PG and you're going on a show and you want to say bullshit, it's male bovine excrement. But
throw that one in the bank.
but Billy Johnson, he has done some things that we don't all know, right?
Mhm.
We're talking about him as a player, but if you look at after he was a player, he was a coach and a scout. Some of the things that we talk about today, straight up, is really is what I'm going to give you. For instance, did you know he was the one that introduced the 40-yard dash to the combine?
I did.
No.
Did you
That's
know
new to
he
me.
was the one who introduced the 3-cone drill to the combine?
Did not.
He did both of those things.
Wow.
What are two standard things that everybody does in the NFL combine?
40 and 3-cone. Yeah.
He introduced innovations into the modern NFL that gave us better players, better products. There's you can go through a ton. Literally a ton. If I were to line up the coaches that he influenced or helped, or scouts that he influenced or helped, or teams that he influenced or helped, and put them on a scale, it would be a literal ton, maybe 2 or 3 tons. So to me, you got to give the man his due.
Yeah.
You got to give the man his due. You may not know his name, but you better give him his due. His due is NFL Hall of Fame. One part of the Hall of Fame is to educate people on the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
How can you educate someone on the history of the NFL if Bud Adams isn't in there and White Shoes ain't in there? Explain to me how you can do that.
What's going on, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, man. What's going on with you, Mr. Mexico?
Hey, man, just got back from Mexico, man.
Yeah, man.
We got back from Mexico.
Damn good show, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing good, man. You know,
They let you
living the
cross the
vibe,
border?
man.
Did you get caught up on the wall?
What'd you say?
I said, did you get caught up on the wall?
What are you talking about? Oh, no. I just got it now. Nah, man, we had fun, man. We went to this super nice resort, man. I'm talking about, man. As soon as we walked in there, the first thing we seen was just a big ocean with a bunch of palm trees. I said, "Oh yeah, we here."
Were you at the Palace?
Yeah, we here.
Were you at the Palace Resorts?
Man, it's called Secrets, man. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, that right there.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm on the podcast right now.
Hey.
Oh, okay. No, I'll just let
Made
you
you
know.
want to stay another week, didn't it?
Man, we almost stayed another day, but we had to get back. But it was a couple resort, you know what I'm saying? And I was here with my pops. So like, we were both, you know what I'm saying? We both out there, you know what I'm saying, just doing our thing, man. So yeah, fun, man.
That's what's up, man.
Donnie McDougal at it again.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Man, why we got you right here, RJ, man? I don't know if you was in here earlier when we were discussing man. This D-Hop
I popped in for a
situation,
little bit.
man. How you feeling about it, man? I mean, do you
Oh,
feel
man,
like
yeah.
he gonna come or
He two-tone blue, man. He a lock, bro. What you mean? Man? You know it's about to happen, man. The Chiefs and the Bills not finna offer him that money, man. They not gonna offer him that money.
Bro,
Don't
they got
be
10
real.
million. That's all the cap space the Chief has is 10 million.
Yeah, but they gotta still sign their rookies. They still gotta. If people get hurt during the season, they gotta sign people. Man, they're not gonna offer them all 10 million. Like,
Exactly.
Right. Man, Pro Football Talk ranked Mike Vrabel as the 9th best head coach in 2023. How you feel about it, RJ?
you said ninth? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely top 10. I think ninth is probably the right from a national standpoint. Yeah, I think that's the right place to put him. But yeah, I think they got that one on right on point with it. It depends on the guys they got in front of them. If they got like somebody like I don't know, maybe with Frank Wright in front of him, then I'll disagree with that. But I think Ninth is probably that's probably good
LaFleur's
for
ahead
him.
of him if that makes your option, your decision
Yeah.
change.
You said
Yeah, they
what?
doing a day by
LaFleur
day
is ahead of
thing
him.
too.
LaFleur? I don't know about that one. We'll see. I mean, anybody can look good with Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, Pro Football Focus, they didn't even have Mike Vrabel ranked. They put Brian Duvall at their number 10 spot, man. I think it's bull, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Titans hate, man.
Hey, the thing
Go
is,
ahead.
I think number one was Andy Reid. Hey, no matter where
Right.
he's gone, he's won.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Bill Belichick. Number 3 was Mike Tomlin. I can't argue with any of those. Number 4
But this is
was
going into
Kyle
2023
Shanahan.
though. Ain't
What's
this
that?
supposed to? It's supposed to be just going into the 2023 season, not like their coaching legacy. This is just supposed to be going into this season. So Mike Tomlin, yeah, why is he that high? They're still trying to figure out a QB situation going into this year.
Well,
Hey guys, I can't stay on here too long, man. I just want to come in and say what's up, man. We still trying to wait on our
for sure.
ride, man. We still at the airport, man.
He too busy with them senior ratings. What's up, bro?
No, I'm actually back in Tennessee now, man. So yeah, I'll be on the next show, man. Check us out.
Yeah, man. Well,
Man.
have a safe trip back to the crib, boy, Jay, man.
All right,
Thank
man.
you for jumping
All
on,
right.
man.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, man. We can run on down this list real quick before we end the show. Mike Tomlin. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, dude been in the league a while. I mean, he pretty much Mike Vrabel before he was Mike Vrabel. Kyle Shanahan, I don't know. I mean, it's a toss. It's almost like a damn toss up from 4 to number 7.
I'll put Harbaugh before Shanahan because Harbaugh has done it over and over and over and over again.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
But Doug Peterson, are you at your damn mind? I'm sorry, guy. I had to cuss right there, guys.
You
Are
good?
you at your damn mind?
Number 7. Number 7. But here goes where the foolishness kicks in. It really kicked in. I mean, with Shanahan is number 4. But this where the real foolishness kicks in. Nick Sirianni is number 8. Number 9.
You mean Sirianni?
Yeah, Sirianni.
That dude. Well, you can slaughter his name, but I mean, you can. I mean, look, he is. I would say he's a good he's a good coach, but 8, really?
8. McDermott is number 9, in which, man, this dude was about to lose his job before Josh Allen actually became the quarterback that they thought he was going to be. And honest to God, true, I don't look at Josh Allen the way other people look at Josh Allen because to me, I mean, he don't do nothing but jack off big games. That's how I look at Josh Allen. I mean, he can get you. I look at him just like other people look at Tannehill. I mean, he get up out there regular season, do his thing, and then get in the
football pornography.
Right. Get in the playoffs and jack it straight off. I mean, you see what he done last year. People getting hip to it now. I mean, sure enough, he duked it out in Kansas City a couple of years or whatever, and then they were ready to change the rules for this dude. Fans were ready to straight up, man, they need to change the overtime. All this crying just because of Josh Allen, and then get to this season, he throwing interceptions in the red zone, then get to the playoff and just straight up fumble the bag. I mean, I don't get the hype around this dude, and I damn sure don't get the hype around Doug McDermott.
But I don't get it because, like, I think last year Josh Allen had the most red zone interceptions. That's not the graphic and the stat that you want to be leading in as a QB. And if they keep messing up and losing in these playoff games and not getting to where they think Buffalo should be, like everybody picked Buffalo last year to be the team out the AFC to go to the Super Bowl. So how many more times as a coach can you have this team that everybody keeps saying should be going to the Super Bowl and you keep falling short? And how much longer is that that organization gonna have patience on you when they really put a team around you? And now it sounds like Diggs not happy and he wants out, so you can't even keep the star wide receiver happy either. So how are you above Vrabel there? And you might be on the hot seat after this year if you don't go in there and actually make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back and then we're gonna get back. If you don't want the red zone interceptions, why the hell are you drafting Levis?
Bro, I wasn't for it in the first place. So I ain't about to defend that at all.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be behind it because he's
I'm just saying.
We got to speak good into existence.
If you want to speak good into existence, you better pray. But I keep it real. So he had so many, red zone interceptions that it was ridiculous. But when it comes down to Josh Allen, what I see about Josh Allen is he's that crazy friend. You love hanging around him because he's fun to be around, right? But every once in a while, y'all out having fun. You're having a couple of drinks, having a couple of beers, y'all having a good time. And he pop off with something, and you got to be like, bro, I don't know this motherfucker right here. I don't know him. I'm sorry, I don't know him. We walked in together, but he drove a different car.
Yeah.
That's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But he's the kind of guy that can either spark you into greatness or sink you into oblivion. It's either or with him.
No in between.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So to me, that's where I look at Josh Allen. But when I look at Sean McDermott, I just haven't seen enough of a body of work where he didn't have great quarterback play that makes him in the top 10.
Where's a time in his coaching time, or like during his coaching at the Bills, that there's something like that stood out as a play calling for him? Like Mike Vrabel has done stuff that made them change the rules already in the NFL because he was finding loopholes. So like what's something that's a play or something that McDermott has done since he's been a Buffalo Bills coach that's iconic or even made a staple or impact on this game that's in your memorabilia?
One of the things that I look at when I look at Vrabel is there have been times he's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, when you can make the Patriots pissed off because and not break a rule, and you can piss off the Patriots where they're over there cussing and yelling and I mean, for TV they couldn't even show they couldn't even show their faces because they had to blur their mouth because you can see what they were saying.
Yeah.
He out Patriots the Patriots, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, when you can do that, and then they go, okay, look, we're gonna have to change this rule real quick because you done outsmarted everybody because you knew the rule inside and out. You knew the rules better than the referees, than the head ref that was going, wait a minute, they can do that. Wait a minute, hold up. We're going to have to change this rule because this ain't cool. But I've never, there's been a few times where I've seen that. There's only been a couple of times where I've seen the Patriots out coached, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
There's only been one time that I saw the Titans out coached when it came to head coach. Out-coached. Now, there has been many times where I've seen the Titans out-coached when it came to offense, our offense versus defense.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we've already discussed that. Mm-hmm. So, to me, Vrabel, he deserves some deductions for his bullheadedness at times when it comes to coaching staff changes.
Agreed.
But and when it comes to coaching staff changes and when it comes to not recognizing the injury situation fast enough, and then, just putting his foot down. Sometimes you have to lift it up. I don't know. When you dating somebody, sometimes you put your foot down and you have to kind of lift it up and back up a little bit. You hear that dee 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 because you got to back up because you were wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, but as a head coach, your job literally is to put your foot down, and sometimes if you're wrong, back up, and sometimes if you're right, move forward. And knowing where you get paid the big bucks as a head coach is knowing the difference.
Right.
And sometimes Vrabel don't know the difference.
Yeah, I don't even think, it's a situation to where he's not putting his foot down or whatever, because honest to God truth, Vrabel, he'll get up in anybody's grill. We all know Vrabel. He think he's the baddest man on the planet. My thing about Vrabel is I think all that comes from his stubbornness. His, I'm right, you wrong, and then when I'm wrong, I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm just gonna continue doing what I do because I know it's right. That's my thing with Vrabel. But we're gonna go ahead, wrap the show up.
Well, what was there's an old saying, I was wrong once. It was this time I thought I was wrong, but I was actually right. That's Vrabel.
Yeah. That's pretty much him, man. But before we wrap up the show, we got Oilers Drip coming July 23rd, 8 p.m. Central Time. It's what we've been waiting for, man. We getting them throwbacks. How you feel about it, little real quick?
Please be the Houston game. Please be the Houston game. Just announce it for that. I'm hoping that they're going to say we're going to wear one for home and one for away. But if we're just doing one for home, let's make it the Texan game. And it'll make it even better if we got D-Hop. That's extra salt in the wound on top of it, too. Let's make it the Houston game. Please, let's make it the Houston game.
James, what you got to add to it?
Y'all trying to start a damn war. Y'all want them Texans to come up here. Y'all want all the Texans to come up here and just start waylaying people.
Man, we want the smoke, man.
It's our history, not theirs.
We ain't ducking no smoke around here.
Look, I don't mind the smoke, but damn, you ain't got to bring the fire too.
No other way.
Hey, smoke makes some good food, because I had some smoked chicken the other day. It was good. But why you trying to bring the fire and burn too? Look.
They started this. When Deshaun Watson wore the Oilers jersey walking down when he played for the Houston Texans and started talking about no, this is our stuff and this. You started it. So let's reestablish this. No, this is ours, homie. This ain't y'all's. This is us.
All right, man. Woo, Lord have mercy. Y'all trying to get people injured up in here. Y'all wear that. Hey, they gonna be thumping. They gonna hear that. You ain't even gonna have to have a microphone to hear that crack-a-lacking up in there.
I can't wait to see it, man.
So what happens? If they announce the throwback jersey and it's both Houston games?
So
that's all I got to say. I am here for, sir.
If they announce it for both Houston games, I'm most definitely going to Houston for New Year's. I've been considering it, but if they do that, I'm going to Houston for New Year's.
They're gonna have to have an ICU unit ready for everybody. It's gonna be like when the pandemic was going on, when they had all them hospital ships out there, and they're gonna have to take people to the hospital ship because there's so many people that there's so many people getting hurt that they can't handle the hospitals. At the regular hospital, they're gonna have to fly them out to the hospital ship, bro. They have field hospitals. They're gonna have to. Come on now, because that right there, you asking for.
Yeah, man, it's something, man. But man, thank y'all for hanging with us tonight. We truly appreciate it. Firestone, you got anything you want to say before we head out?
No, man, I appreciate them in the comments and all the support. Make sure you like, comment, share, tell your friend about it, subscribe, all that. And D Hop, come on, man, stop waiting. Come on, just go ahead and sign it, man. Come on, come to see, bro.
He ain't want to practice.
I get it, bro.
James, you got any shout outs you want to make?
Yeah, hey, just join us over there at the Titan Upload Network. We putting in work too. We trying to expand the Titans reach and get more fans to come into the Titans.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of us. We work with you guys a lot. Y'all, we have some fun. We get on here, we talk. We try to give y'all some laughs and everything. Cause I know, hey. I know sometimes I can be a little ridiculous and over the top, but I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's all about, man.
And in the comments and everything, Jay, please be kind, be nice to one another. All right? But always keep it real.
Yes, sir.
Facts. And we're gonna ride out on that note, y'all. Y'all have a good Friday night. Stay blessed. Salute.